Hello Dodgers Nation, this is the Dodgers Insider, and today's episode breaks down a game the Dodgers would rather forget. A walk-off loss to the Cardinals that highlights something deeper than just a tough night at the plate. It exposes a growing concern that is starting to define the month of June, a serious and extended offensive slump that's silencing one of baseball's most potent lineups. Saturday's 2-1 loss to the St. Louis Cardinals wasn't just frustrating. It was the kind of defeat that leaves you shaking your head, wondering how a team this talented can look this helpless at the plate. Over the last 18 innings of baseball, the Los Angeles Dodgers, a team that leads the majors in runs scored, have managed to cross the plate just once. And that one lonely run didn't even come from a big hit or a sac fly. It came on a wild pitch. That's right. 19 hits across 2 games, and the Dodgers' only run came when Freddie Freeman struck out in the top of the 9th. The ball escaped catcher Pedro Padres, and Shohei Ohtani raced home from third. That was it. That was the offensive highlight, and if you blinked, you probably missed it. Because outside of that, the Dodgers have been ice cold with runners in scoring position. 1 for 25. That's what they've managed this weekend, and they've stranded 21 runners across those 2 games. If you're a Dodgers fan, you know this team can hit. But when they needed those hits the most, with men on base and a chance to turn the game, they simply couldn't get it done. They loaded the bases in the 3rd inning. No runs. Got the first 2 batters on in the 6th. Still nothing. Put runners on in the 7th and 8th innings too. Again, no production. It wasn't that the Dodgers weren't getting on base. It's what happened next, or more accurately, what didn't happen. That's become the story of this slump. Could not, would not, did not. And all of this comes at a time when Los Angeles was riding high, leading the league in team batting average with runners in scoring position. But now, that number is sinking fast, down to .232 for the month of June. The spark, the aggression, the clutch hits, they've all gone missing. It's gone from a cold streak to what feels like a full-blown identity crisis for the lineup. Manager Dave Roberts, however, isn't panicking. Not publicly, at least. After the game, he talked about the waves of a long season and how important it is to avoid emotional overreactions. He acknowledged the frustration, sure, but said there's no angst in the clubhouse. Still, you could tell from his words, this isn't where he expected his team to be right now. Roberts said, "We are getting hits. We are getting guys on base. We're just not cashing in." And he's right. That's what makes this stretch even more infuriating. The opportunities have been there, but the execution? Nowhere to be found. Even Mookie Betts, who had another standout night with his 2nd consecutive 3-hit performance, admitted that the Dodgers need a better approach with runners in scoring position. And while he tried to put things into perspective, pointing out how strong the team was early in the season, he also hinted at a shift. The margin for error is shrinking. The way things are going right now, Roberts added, our margin is small. We've got to find a way to capitalize on whatever opportunities we do get. Recently, we haven't. The most painful part? This game wasted an absolutely stellar performance from Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The Japanese ace delivered one of his best outings in a Dodgers uniform. 6 scoreless innings, 4 hits allowed, and 9 strikeouts. His ERA now sits at a pristine 2.20. He deserved a win. Instead, he got a no decision, thanks to an offense that couldn't back him up. Yamamoto, through an interpreter, said after the game, "That's part of the game. Sometimes they have my back, and then sometimes they struggle, and I try to give what I've got for them, for the team." His maturity is obvious, and so is his commitment. But it still stings, because this was a gem wasted. The Dodgers' bullpen didn't help matters either. In the 8th inning, the Cardinals nearly walked it off when Alec Burleson's comebacker took a deflection off Ben Casparius and trickled toward the right of the mound. Casparius chased it down, but his throw to first pulled Freddie Freeman off the bag. Mason Wynn scored from second, and it looked like the Cardinals had the win in hand. The Dodgers caught a break in the top of the 9th when Pedro Padres let a pitch get away, allowing Ohtani to score from third. That tied the game. Hope was alive, briefly. But in the bottom of the ninth, the Dodgers unraveled again. Nolan Gorman led off with a ground rule double. Jose Barrero came in to pinch run. Padres laid down a bunt, and Casparius, for the second time, fielded the ball near the mound and made a wild throw. Instead of getting the out, the Dodgers found themselves with runners on the corners and nobody out. The infield came in. The Dodgers went to an extreme defensive look, 5 infielders leaving left field completely uncovered, and that's exactly where Nolan Arenado, pinch hitting, sent the ball, just inside the foul line, dropping it into that open space. Walk-off. Cardinals win. Dodgers stunned. And now, the Dodgers are staring down the final game of the series in St. Louis with a desperate need to turn things around. They've lost 3 of their last 4 and 5 of their last 7. The offense is sputtering. The bullpen is cracking. The team's confidence on thin ice. Sunday offers a chance at redemption, and they'll have a familiar name on the mound to help stop the bleeding. Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw is set to make his return and start in what suddenly feels like a must-win situation. The Padres are right on the Dodgers' heels in the NL West. In fact, as of Saturday night, San Diego was just half a game back. The upcoming 3-game series in San Diego could swing the division's momentum. But if the Dodgers can't generate offense, even Kershaw's legendary presence might not be enough. As Roberts put it, "We're in a position to try to salvage the series tomorrow. We've got Kershaw on the mound, and I feel good about the guys behind him. But as things stand, those guys need to find their bats, and fast. The Dodgers aren't just in a slump. They're in the middle of a full-blown offensive drought. And if this team has World Series hopes, and let's be honest, with this payroll and this roster, they absolutely do, then games like this can't keep happening. So what's the solution? Better approaches at the plate. More discipline with runners in scoring position. Clutch hitting. The kind this team was known for not long ago. And maybe most importantly, a little bit of swagger, because right now, the Dodgers look more tentative than tenacious. The good news? There's time. It's only June. The season is long. But the Dodgers have been down this road before: hot starts, mid-season stumbles, and post-season questions. This year was supposed to be different. Now they just need to prove it. That's all for this edition of the Dodgers Insider. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more daily updates, breakdowns, and post-game analysis. The road to October is long, and we'll be covering every step, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay locked in.